No, well, the first one should not give you confidence. The second one's great. So we're going to move on to overloading and templates. We're in chapter 13, by the way, in case you didn't know. Overloading, I'm going to try and avoid using because it only causes confusion. Templates, we're going to use a lot because it's actually very powerful and helpful when you finally understand what they're doing, although they can be somewhat confusing, especially the errors that they produce. But templates are a way of doing generic programming, not genetic, that's something different, which does exist. But doing generic programming, y'all use generics in Java, at least a little bit? Yeah, so templates are basically C++ version of generics. But they're going to behave differently. I'll just put it that way. All right, that's nice. You're going to see that a lot when I go through these slides. That's nice. All right. Templates enable you to write generic code for related functions and classes. Namely, you could write a function that you do not specify the types so that it could take integer, double, or anything else you want. And then C++ will just actually generate a function every time you try and call it or implement it. Not implement it, but call it. All right, consider the following code. Okay, so here's operator overloading. So before we go into templates, we're going to first go over operator overloading. Ooh, this is a great question. So you have a clock, I guess it's 8:23 with 34 seconds, and then your clock 4:05, 30 seconds. So which of these two lines of code do you prefer? You like the second one? The right one? The right one? Yeah. You think the one on the right looks nicer?
It looks nice, but it's probably not.
Yeah, it's definitely the one on the left because you have functions. You just call it a function.
Which one is more intuitive? Oh, actually, let me read it differently. Which one's easier to read?
The one on the right.
The one on the right? All right. Which one do you think is more error prone?
The one
On the right.
Right. Right. So C++, of course, will allow you to do whatever you want. This is the Java way over here that you're used to. C++ will allow you to do operator overloading. By the way, in C++, you can do it either way. And we're going to talk about how you can do this over here and probably get yourself in a lot of trouble. All right. So operator overloading is literally rewriting the operators inside of C++ so you can extend or change the definitions thereof. You can do the same thing with classes. Okay. Do operator function, overloads an operator or reserve word as a function name. That's great. Here we go. So syntax, return type, operator, the symbol, and then your parameter list. I really hope you give me an example soon. Otherwise, I'm going to have to write one. The answer is no. Wow. These slides are truly terrible. Operator overload.
It's pretty early to be loaded. Right outside the door.
I think they would have done that this week.
Hey, look, they got to take breaks too, man.
Well, you know, maybe they have a multitude of people. Put some people on the weekend.
Yeah, but if you work on the weekend, then you get charged. You get to be charged double pay, and that costs money.
Really?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's not, well, not technical. Well, it depends on your job, but I would assume you get overtime. All right, what do you want to overload? Operator plus. Can we do this? Int A, int B? I don't know if that's illegal or not. Let me find out. I don't think it is. Didn't think so. With no type? Oh, because we have to return a type. Let's have a class of... Nope, so it's not going to allow us to do it. Good. Please tell me you give me an example. They really are not going to give me an example? Why would you not give me an example?
To the C++ library.
Wow, man, that's mean. All right. Must have an argument of class or enumerated type. That's good. So it's not going to allow me to do this, which is great. Well, that's in general what the idea of what you're going to look for. But instead, we're going to have a class. Let's do, oh, what would be another class? What would be another great class? Let's do student. There we go. So it's,
Being very creative.
oh man, we are. All right. So if we plus A, let's see what that does. Hey, that's great. It compiled. Well, that could be confusing. What is this actually doing? Well, let's actually create a student real quick. And we'll do, oh wait, we need to give it some, you can still have your age, so age and height, is that right? Yep. Alright, so age is 12, well, sure. All our students are 12 years old and
They're all the same height.
and they're all 62 inches, but 6'2", okay. Not how I was thinking it, but 12-year-old 6'2", man, yeah, that'd be great. All right, what will plus do?
Increase their height by 12 inches.
By 12 inches, okay. Well, by A, right? And get, I said height, right? I don't know why I just added their age, but I sure did. Make this void, just for the fun of it. Alright. See if that compiles. It did. Let's see if it runs. Even, let's go ahead and actually output it correctly. Hey, it ran. Let's see if we can create a student. Who wants to be the student? Alright, thank you, Jonah.
Alright.
Yeah, good. Go and print out Jonah's height. And we're good. Okay. So if we do Jonah plus, what do we want, 13? What's that going to do?
Make him 75 inches.
Make him 75 inches?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like that.
So does that make sense? We add 13 to a student, they increase their height? Does this make sense? It does?
Yeah, so far.
It's completely pointless, but
Well, yeah, but why not? All right. Are there other operators we can do? Yeah.
Modulus.
Modulus.
Yeah.
What would that do? You don't know? Okay. We'll do a. Passing in another student, because that's popular.
would you say the most common one to overload is the double equals?
Yes. Yeah. This one is very common to do. How do we know if two students are the same? I did double equals here.
Their age and height.
All right, sure.
I mean, I could just
It could
really
be.
should have like names.
Probably. I agree with that statement.
And then the first name's the same.
Well, I feel like one class of presidents, and they all have the same birthday.
All right, Alex, I'm still. I mean, oh, this is gonna be a little mean, but that's all right. All right. So what should the first one print out? And last one?
False.
All right. Or we could get a bunch of errors. Woo! But you didn't expect that to
Probably
happen.
Something small.
Yeah, we gotta go up to the top. Oh my goodness.
Don't have issues.
All right, we've got issues. We got problems. Error, no matching call for. All right. What does this error mean?
Well, because he overloaded the operator, does it overload it right there too? Is that the problem?
I think you're on the right track. What's the problem? Great error. No match for operator less than and student. Is that what we wanted to do? What do we actually want to do on this line?
We want to compare Jonah and Alex. See if they're the same person.
See if they're the same person. Wow, a little harsh there. But what is it doing instead?
It's trying to use the less than sign.
Right. So is it printing out if Jonah and Alex are the same? What is it actually trying to print out?
Less than some.
This is a good error.
I would say it's a bad error. It's probably something you don't want.
Oh, it's really dumb. Don't worry.
Is it trying to print out the student?
Trying to print out the student. Is that what we wanted to do?
Wanted to print out whether they were
Right. So how do we fix that?
with parentheses. fixed.
With parentheses. Yep. So now I'll actually do the evaluation first and then print out the evaluation. All right.
Told you it was something small.
Hey, look, it worked. Ooh.
Alex 1, Alex 0.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Let me put a. There we go. So yes, Jonah is equal to Alex, and then not afterwards. All right. We good so far? Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to know about this? Formal parameter list. Cannot overload dot star colon question equal in size of. That's great. Every object of a class maintains a hidden pointer to itself called this. I don't think I've actually talked about this too much, but what was this in OOP?
This object, right?
Mm-hmm.
This.
This.
Print out this.
Right. In Java, it's a reference or a pointer, and C++ is also a pointer, which means if you wish to use it, for example, up here, we could have done this arrow image, and this height equals that. Same piece of code. I'm going to save it, compile and run. Behaves just the same. Jump back over. This image, STH. All right. So this or self. Sometimes I call it self. To be a little clearer. Everyone okay with that pointer? All right. Good. Friends, don't use friends. Friends are bad. Yeah, don't have friends in C++. We're definitely jumping out of this because it's not good. Oh, look, you can overload parentheses, subscript, arrow, or equal. Huh. When would the subscript, the solid brackets, make sense?
If you're not using arrays.
If you are, well, if you're creating an int array object and you want it to behave like an array, you can overload the subscript operator, right?
Oh,
Yeah, see, then it would behave just like it. So for example, we're over here in student. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. Int operator. Operator. Just return image. Even though it doesn't make any sense. Actually, no. We'll show you why operator overloading is so weird. Okay. Let me see if I typed that correctly. I did. Great. So Jonah sub 15 equals Jonah sub 15. So what is this going to do?
Position is 15, right?
Yeah, pose is 15,
Oh, okay. So it's gonna do like the age plus the age,
which is
37.
not 27.
Sorry.
so position is the age that we're passing in, or
Mm.
what to add.
So this is, I'm trying to show you why operator overloading a lot of times doesn't make sense, because you have to really think about the fact that you're rewriting what the meaning is. So we're just passing in 15, I'm just adding it to my age and then returning it. Does that make much sense here? No.
No,
But I'm just showing you what you can do. It's possible.
It's like you can do it, but you don't. It's not
Don't-
like you need to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't.
Bus coding.
You could, if you want to have like job security, you could make the code really complicated like that with operator overloading.
Unless you get caught, then you're fired.
What?
You'd like to be like, it works. And then, I
You
understand.
can't fire me till I fix it.
That's true too. Unless they hire someone to rewrite the whole thing.
You'll never know.
All right. Example of why operator overloading is not a good thing. You can overload binary operators. We just did that with plus. Notice plus, or actually plus plus, right? Oh no, plus plus just takes one thing. That's great. All right. Pound. That's nice. Okay. That's with friend classes. We don't want to talk about that right now. Oh, you can overload the streaming operators. Okay. Must be a non-member function. Oh, please tell me you give me the example. Thank you. So, do you remember what the lesson less than did? That's what we used to print something out. So we can do that as well. Now, this does this have to be internal to the class or external? I cannot remember. Well, let's find out. Let's go friend. I told you not to use friends, and now I'm using friends. And I think we pass in the class itself. Oh no. Oh, that's why it has to be outside. This is why it has to be out. So you have O stream at, I don't know, what was it called? Or we'll give it a name, out, and then constant, what was it, student dot something or another. No, student. All right, let's see if that actually compiles. It didn't. Friend used outside of a class. Okay, I guess that has to be part of the class. There, it compiled. Okay. All right. Wow, that's long and confusing. That's okay. So we're declaring OStream to be a friend, which means OStream can basically do what it wants. Operator less is less than, OStream is what's being passed into it, aka the part of the function itself, and then our own student. So we can do, whoops. Actually, that's not what I meant to do. st.mh. I'll put a string. My ages. And we'll just leave it like that. So if we were down here at the bottom and we did Jonah, new line afterwards, what's it going to print out? Right. Unless there's an error. Nope, my age is 12. Notice that now we are overloading how a class goes into the instructor when used on an OStream object, aka cout. OStream is actually an interface, so it could also be a file as well. And this would work on either a file or standard out. Although standard out is a file, but that's okay. Any questions on this? Good. Can you do it within? Okay, that's great. This you will need to be using for the lab. So student reference operator equals student. And make sure I type that looks correct to me. Did I get it right? Oh, they put constant. That's perfectly fine. All right, what do you think this one's doing?
Overloading the equal operator.
Right, so you're setting one object equal to another. This is another common one to be using. So we'll copy over the age and the height. And then what are we returning? This will be the big question.
Student?
We're returning a student, that's correct. But what of a student? A reference to a student. Not a pointer, a reference. So which student are we returning?
Whichever one you pass in.
No, because the one you're being passed in is the one on the right. So we might have, Jonah equals Alex. ST right now is Alex. We don't want to return Alex. Return this. Yeah. All right, you're on the right track. You're almost there. We'll go ahead and type in this, semicolon, let's compile it. Invalid initialization of non-constant reference of type student and from our value student pointer. Ooh, that was beautiful.
So it needs to be a pointer?
This is a pointer.
This is a pointer.
But what are you returning? So what do you need to do? How do you do that? With a star. Is everyone tracking? So we're down here and we'll do, sorry Jonah. And then we'll print it back out and hopefully that'll work out just fine. Good. Then Jonah and Alex are equal to each other. Any questions? All right, you can do unary, so plus plus, Why not? And what do we return in the plus plus? Oh, the class name. All right. Probably want the reference. We'll have it increment the age. Oh, you want it to be minus? Sounds great. Why wouldn't we do that? And what are we returning?
The pointer of this.
No, this is a pointer, but you're referencing this. All right.
No, what I meant, just the star. That's how I remember it.
So Jonah plus plus. And then what we got? Now let's actually no, let's do his height. I think that'll be funnier. Oh, no operator declared for POSIX plus plus. Wait, why is there an int? Oh, what's the error? It's right here. Oh, we forgot that it's a pointer.
I'm not that fit.
Plus plus. Wait, what?
You fixed what I told you to.
You need to pass something.
Does it not want the ampersand? I didn't think that was the problem. Why is it an int? It says that this is what it wants.
What?
Okay. I'm going to leave it.
It doesn't even make any sense.
It's just one thing.
You didn't even put a variable in there.
It really, 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 really wanted that thing. I don't know what the deal was with that,
It's pointless.
but all right.
Bet you that's a compiler error.
We fixed it.
Because no one-
And now Jonah has decreased in height
Dang it.
by incrementing with plus plus. You can friend it. Let's not do that. That's nice. That's nice. We're not going to talk about that. We're not talking about that. We did the subscript. That's great. Function overloading. Y'all are all used to this. All right, hold on. Before we do that, so that was operator overloading. Any questions, comments, screams?
Screens?
Screams.
Screens and angst.
Thanks.
Teenage angst.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I'm sure when we have to use this, there will be.
All right, what do y'all think of this?
It's fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Is it fun to do?
You have to use this a lot. You get in the workforce, like this is like all the time. Operator overload.
You will be using someone else's decisions on operator overloading. You could create your own, but I highly recommend against it.
Just stick to the
Job
standard.
security, man. Job security.
Any other questions?
I just like don't want to go to a place where there's this guy. Yeah, we only use plus plus for minus minus. Just do it right now.
Yeah, that would be obnoxious.
This is the standard around
It's
I like how you gave him the stack overflow voice.
To the same person.
It's the same person that posts on Stack Overflow. So,
I spend my free time correcting other people's mistakes.
It's where I assert my dominance.
Yeah.
all right, it's not going to be so bad that plus plus equals minus minus, but it is not going to necessarily be intuitive, which is why I generally am against using operator overloading. Although a lot of times, certain instances, it makes sense. Double equal, I think we understand what that's supposed to mean. A single equal, okay, hopefully we're good there, right? A couple of things make sense. Of course, C++ allows you to do whatever. All right, lastly, we're not going to do this example. Function overloading is when you have one function that might have different parameter lists. Y'all did this in Java. You might be able to add an integer or add a double or add a float, et cetera, et cetera. It's the same function name, but different parameters. And now we go over to templates. Yes. All right.